Today we're going to be mounting a mini Phalaenopsis onto a piece of driftwood. I'm going to show you the whole process that I went through to do that, and I'm really excited to see how well it does. This is the first time I've had a mini Phalaenopsis on a piece of driftwood. Now, my husband and my granddaughter and I went out to the lake, and we're looking for I like to look for some unusual, fun pieces of driftwood out there. This is a kind of a cool shaped one, and it would, you could just tie it right in here with your fishing line. Put your hook in back here. That would be, I like this one. So you want to make sure that you get your driftwood from a freshwater source and not a saltwater source like the ocean. That's going to have too much salt content absorbed in the wood, and that will not be good for your orchid. And I found this one, and at first I was thinking of hanging it this way, you know, and maybe putting an orchid here, which I still may do. But then I sat it down and it kind of went like that, and I thought, that's really kind of cute. And so I'm going to see how this works with the mini Phal. So I already soaked my Phalaenopsis. I do have a couple other videos where I show you how to do this. So if you want to watch those, you can do that. Now I'm going to rinse this off a little bit. Testing my water, making sure it's not too cold, not too hot. Okay. Again, really working hard not to get water in the leaves, in between the leaves or anything. So I'm gonna set this here because this wants to kind of rock back a little. I've got some moss that I've already pre-dampened over here in a bowl, and I want to make a little bed for it. It just helps retain moisture a little better. I went and just got some off the forest floor a while back. Actually, I think it was about a year ago. And I don't use very much of it. And I let it sit in a plastic bag and dry in the sun almost all summer. I wanted to make sure that I didn't get any bugs in it or anything. So the next thing you can do, that I like to do, just because it makes things a little bit easier to work with, get my fishing line. So you're gonna need some fishing line, and I ran out, but look what I found, a fishing pole full of fishing line. Don't tell my husband. And usually I make a big slip knot in it, usually just so I can get it around and leave a longer tail on it. I'll slip that over the driftwood and find my end and over the moss here, and then I kind of pull it tight. Leave this end because you're probably going to use it to tie it off. That's what I do. Then I take my fishing line and just kind of secure the moss down so you can work with it. Alright, now comes the fun part. Trying to figure out how you're going to put this baby on here. Alright. Alright. She's got some really long roots, but I think, again, I've never done this with a Phalaenopsis before. I've done it with my Cattleyas my Oncidium Twinkle, and they really seemed to like it. Now, I think, oh, that's nice. Now what I'm going to attempt to do with two hands and fishing line going everywhere. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead, wrap the fishing line kind of around, not tight. You don't have to do it tight, but you want to do it so that it is secure. I'm not including these long roots right now. I just want to kind of secure her. I'm going to kind of wrap these longer roots around. I think we'll see how it goes. All right. Now, so I'm going to kind of bring these longer roots up. I'm going to secure that root down, but I want to get this leaf out and put it on top. Then I think I'm going to wrap this other root around the top, and all done. So securing the roots down, and then hopefully I got myself enough fishing line. I didn't get this one here. All right, so I've got those fairly secure. I'm going to take a little bit more moss. Let me see. Try to kind of loosen it up with my fingers. I don't want it super tight, or and I just want to put a little bit more on top. Now, you can do this with the sphagnum moss, which is what they recommend. But I don't have any right now. So this is what I do have. So this is what I'm using. I'm going to turn this around and put a little more on top here. And what the moss does is just help it retain a little bit of moisture. And I don't know, I like it as far as looks. I'm going to go ahead and just secure it again, going round and round with the last of my fishing line. And then I'm at the end of my fishing line here. So now I have my tail from my slip knot and the end of my fishing line, and I'm just gonna tie a nice knot in here. So there she is. She's nice and secure, not moving too much. My mini Phalaenopsis mounted on a piece of driftwood. And then all I have to do now is get my string in the window and level her out, see how she hangs. So mounting your orchid on driftwood not only makes a beautiful display, but it helped me save room on my windowsill for more orchids.